think we just saw the entire fucking building of the World Trade Center fall over. It just collapsed. The second tower just fell.
They're going to try to pin us down, so I'm not sure which way we're going. It appears that the South Tower has fallen. We just saw footage of the second tower coming down.
At City Hall, Eileen?
Well, Lee, I'm here live outside of City Hall. The entire, as you can imagine, it is absolute chaos here. The entire city has come to a standstill. Everyone just standing, looking at the smoke pouring out of the World Trade Center at this moment. There are certain people trying to call their families. All the cell phones are down, as you can imagine, since there are these trials. Pouring out of the World Trade Center at this moment. There are certain people trying chaos here. The entire city has come to a standstill. Everyone just standing, looking at the smoke pouring out of the World Trade Center at this moment. There are certain people trying to call their families. All the cell phones are down, as you can imagine. Pouring out of the World Trade Center at this moment. There are certain people trying.
At Ground Zero, running in the streets is the only form of escape. But on those same streets, the chaos and vibrations couldn't be avoided.
Which was about 5 seconds long, preceding the actual collapse, and then a boom when each of those towers collapsed.
Just seconds ago,
just saw it
starting to collapse. Huge explosion that we all heard and felt.
We could hear a rumble, which was about 5 seconds long, preceding the actual collapse, and then a boom when each of those towers collapsed.
Just seconds ago, there was a...
I was in the building. I was in the building. Holy shit. Did you hear it? Yeah, I felt it. I felt like an earthquake. I was running like this.
I had just gotten out of the building. I was crossing the street when I heard some rumbling. I saw someone coming off the top of the building. I just ran.
It's going down.
Oh my God. Oh shit. Oh, everybody's just stopping to look at it. Listen to it.
Yeah, it's insane.
Oh, everybody's just stopping to look at it. Listen to it.
Yeah, it's insane. Holy shit.
Explosion first and then it hit. Explosion first and then it hit.
like a pass, small private jet.
I was out here. I was out here. I heard two explosions. I was out here. I was out here. I heard two explosions.
Got out underneath. The smoke was in the train station. Got out underneath. The smoke was in the train station.
Nah, that's what's his name?
FBI took on payments of bomb suspects' home.
Yeah. Well, the most horrible thing they say happened to America until September the 11th. What was his name?
Terry Nichols.
Terry Nichols.
He was the guy who was working with Tim McVeigh.
They was paying his mortgage right there. Okay? Paying his mortgage. And that's why I sit around, we laugh at white folks. Y'all don't know that? Huh? And when you look how they say it, you know, it says, the Federal Bureau of Investigation made mortgage payments on Terry Nichols' home after he was arrested and before he was convicted for conspiring to blow up the... It said a Justice Department person said, we don't know why we was paying the money nor how much. This is a justice, it ain't some black cat sitting here on TV.
Yeah.
He was on their payroll.
That Israelis who worked at the World Trade Center were warned by the Israeli government to take the day off on 9/11. That Israelis who worked at the World Trade Center were warned by the Israeli government to take the day off on 9/11.
Yeah.
I am reasonably sure that it was not the impact of the planes alone that did this. I mean, I think that's... I don't think you need to be an engineer to hypothesize that something else compromised them. They sort of imploded.
was to begin stabbing and slashing and killing flight attendants. Then once the pilot emerged from the cockpit, a hijacker took over and the pilot was stuck with the passengers in the back. Barbara Olson, who frequently appeared on our air, called her husband, Ted Olson, the Solicitor General of the United States, and asked, "What should I tell the pilot?" The pilot evidently standing with Barbara at the back of the plane while someone else was flying that plane into the Pentagon. John Scott, back to you in the studio.
All right. Bill, what's the latest about the investigation there?
Well, John, the investigation continues. The FBI has control of Logan Airport. Logan Airport remains shut down. But what has been revealed overnight, wire services are reporting that authorities have impounded a Mitsubishi sedan, an automobile that was parked in central parking here at Logan Airport. And the 3 passengers that were in that van reportedly got onto the flight that crashed into the World Trade Center. There are 3 Arabic men, we're told, and one, we're told, is a trained pilot. Within that Mitsubishi sedan was recovered a videotape, an instructional videotape on how to fly a commercial jet, and also a flight manual in Arabic. Also today, we're told by Governor Angus King of Maine that 2 individuals...
Pal, I'm going to beg your indulgence for one last question. You've been working very hard on trying to work for a Middle East peace. Yesterday, Americans saw pictures of Palestinians dancing in the street of Nablus, handing out candy. How did that make you feel?
Awful, deplorable, and it just shocks me that people would find this something to celebrate, and it is an image that is seared in my mind.
Colin Powell talking with our Tony Snow earlier this morning on Fox News Channel. Correspondent.
Purely to justify a budget increase.
You're telling me that you're going to fake some terrorist thing just to get some money out of Congress?
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Hennessy, I have no idea how to fake killing 4,000 people. So we're just going to have to do it for real. Oh, blame it on the Muslims, naturally. Then I get my funding.
And at that point, we were taken for another round of questioning, this time related to our allegedly being members of Mossad. The fact of the matter is, we are coming from a country that experiences terror daily. Our purpose was to document the event.
The 5 Israelis were detained for 10 weeks and finally deported on immigration violations after the FBI cleared them of any involvement in 9/11.
Got somebody who keeps coasting, but it looks like he's going into one of the small land points down there.
I'm trying to bring him up.
I'm just out at 9,500, 9,000 now.
9:02 a.m. Air traffic controllers track the plane's rapid descent to shockingly low altitudes.
Do you know who he is? We don't know who he is. We're just picking him up now.
All right, heads up, man. It looks like another one.
All right.
Reporter Gail Sheehy from 2003. She was the reporter that covered the Jersey Girls as they were doing their thing. It's from an article called 4 9/11 Moms Battle Bush, and it's from The Observer. After the formal meeting, senior agents in the room faced a grilling by Kristen Brotweiser, a 9/11 widow whose cohorts are 3 other widowed moms from New Jersey. This is from Kristen Brotweiser. Quote, "I don't understand, with all the warnings about the possibilities of Al-Qaeda using planes as weapons, and the Phoenix memo from one of your own agents warning that Osama bin Laden was sending operatives to this country for flight school trainings, why didn't you check out flight schools before September 11th? And the answer was, quote, "Do you know how many flight schools there are in the U.S.? Thousands," a senior agent protested. "We couldn't have investigated them all and found these guys." And she responded, "Wait, you just told me there were too many flight schools and that prohibited you from investigating them before 9/11, Kristen persisted. "How is it that a few hours after the attacks, the nation is brought to its knees and miraculously FBI agents showed up at Embry-Riddle Flight School in Florida where some of the terrorists trained?" And the response was, "We got lucky."